we at our learning centers, we really focus on helping students with learning disabilities, dyslexia, auditory processing, attention challenges. So kids, teens, adults who are bright but struggling with some aspect of school, sometimes socially as well. And so these are people that, that's a really good question. You look at these individuals and you think, well, why are they struggling? They're smart, they have the ability to do it. But there are underlying skills that have to be in place to support learning. And we don't even really think about them very much when kids go to school. It's just, you assume they go to school, they're ready to learn. But there are whole sets of underlying skills that need to be in place. And if any of those are weak or inefficient, it's going to cause them to struggle. We think about learning like a continuum. So think of it kind of like a ladder, with school skills and study skills actually are pretty close to the top too. But you have this ladder, and school skills, social skills are way up there at the top. But the rungs on the ladder are whole sets of underlying skills that need to be in place in order to learn as comfortably and efficiently as you could. So down at the very bottom rung of the ladder are what we call core learning skills. And these are really, starting as low as the primitive reflexes that babies are born with. If those reflexes continue to fire, or they don't integrate and operate the way they're supposed to, then they just trigger little neurological interference, little neurological roadblocks to learning. And it's not that you can't get around it. We can, but it takes longer. You have to work harder. It impacts your attention. And so there are a whole set of many skills, starting as low as primitive reflexes, but body skills, sensory motor skills that allow us to sit in a chair and hold a pencil and move our eyes across the page and navigate a room. Those are all core learning skills. And really, those skills need to be so automatic that you don't even think about them. I mean, if I have to think about right now not falling out of my chair, well, I'm not going to be able to speak cohesively or listen or learn. So we have core learning skills. And then the next rung up on the ladder is what we call processing skills. Big area, lots of skills: memory, attention focus, auditory processing, visual processing, which those processing skills aren't like, it's not your vision and your hearing, but it's how the brain thinks about the information that comes in through your eyes and your ears. And if you're not getting complete and accurate information, of course, that's going to impact your attention, your memory. And so in that whole processing skills level, memory, attention, auditory and visual processing, language processing, processing speed, if any of those are weak or inefficient, you will struggle to get the information and put it together quickly enough to keep up, to learn. And then we have above that on the ladder is executive function, and study skills kind of fit in that area of executive function. Executive function is big, it's high level skills. Our ability to self-monitor and manage our own attention and behavior, to plan and organize and follow through, all of those things. So really, as you said, if students are struggling, it's a skills problem. There's something underneath that's not supporting them well enough. And so then what we see as parents and teachers, we see that they're struggling to get their homework done, or they're struggling with reading, or they don't seem to comprehend. But all of those are higher level, they're sitting at the top of the ladder, and there are things underneath to support them.